snap it, and it's Trey Burton who throws caught. Foles, touchdown.
Here he goes. It's Hester. Inside the 30. Hester's going to take it all the way for a touchdown.
Fields stumbling, trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown!
Hurts on first down, fires downfield. It's Deshaun Jackson back in the lineup. This is the last 7 games, and he will take it 81 yards. A somersault into the end zone. His first touchdown of the season.
You're listening to The Pigskin Project, the world's #1 football podcast. Now, with more insights on all things football, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen and Ryan Matthews. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Pigskin Project, where earlier today we had another conversation about hoodies and hoodie weather, just a throwback. So we felt inspired to bring back an old segment. So stay tuned with that to see what that's about. Ben, how was your day today, buddy?
Man, my day today was awesome. I worked today, but we got out like super early because it's been raining. So we took that opportunity, me and Mary, to go to the local winery we had here. We did some wine tasting. It was nice. I enjoyed myself. So
Awesome.
How are you doing today?
Doing okay. I got paid, so I'm very happy right now. On the way, ladies and gentlemen, you might see a different background within the next 2 months, I would say.
Hopefully.
2 months. Hopefully, as long as moving dates are accurate. But it'll be all good. I'm very, very, very excited, dude. You have no idea. Actually, you do have an idea. But
I was going to say, actually,
I
I know the exact feeling you're feeling right now as we speak.
Yeah, I mean, not really all that much happening this week. We'll dive right into weekly news, just because there were 2 big headlines, right? I would say potentially 3, but we're not going to go over the third one. The Jaguars no longer have a kicker, and you can do your research as to why. But anyways, Justin Jefferson signed a 4-year, $140 million extension with the Vikings. So this would mean a couple things. First off, you're going to be seeing a lot of reports saying that teams X, Y, and Z tried to trade for him. I don't care. Neither should you. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It was never going to happen. So there you go. 49ers would be crazy, though. Just saying. Anyways, but after that, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, and potentially Brandon Ayuk are probably going to follow shortly after Justin Jefferson. You're going to see some more holdouts, stuff like that. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are at that stage of the offseason. OTAs are starting up as well. You should be excited. It's going to be great. And we don't have too much longer. I mean, about maybe 2 months or so before football's back. I mean, very, very exciting. Just 2 months, man. That's it. Make it through 2 months. That's what I keep doing.
I know. Well, that's the thing. During the time, it feels like really slow. But then you look back on it and you're like, okay, that wasn't as bad. That wasn't as slow as I would have thought it was going to be. In the moment, it feels like it. But I promise, guys, like Ryan was saying, 2 months, we'll get through it. It'll be okay.
Yeah. Watch some baseball. There's some good baseball games on. And then the finals coming up. What is that? Tomorrow night? Tomorrow night. And then hockey this weekend. If you're into hockey, gonna be lots of fun, man. Just letting you know right now. Plenty of stuff to keep yourself entertained. But there's one thing that if you're brand new, there's one thing that you can do to stay entertained over the next 2 months. And it's to just keep doing what you're doing right now. Keep listening to the Pigskin Project. We got a lot of stuff lined up. If your favorite team hasn't been mentioned yet, I promise you we will get to that. And then if you want to kind of rush the process a little bit, let us know what team you want us to talk about next, because we're kind of doing divisions right now. So as of today, we will be starting the NFC South. But we got one more point to get to. But before that, Ben, I mean, what's your thoughts about the Justin Jefferson thing? I mean, 4 years, $140 million. That's really expensive, but at the same time, that's the best wide receiver in the league. And to put this in perspective really quick before you go on, he's making about $35 million per year. Marvin Harrison's making $35 million over the course of his rookie contract. So, it's a crazy amount of money, but it definitely is deserved. What do you think?
No, exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's $3,500 per year or 35 million per year. That makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in all of football. Every single penny of that is deserved, though. Again, I don't think it's a surprise that as soon as he gets paid, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams that have come out that tried to trade for him during the draft. The Vikings, again, they did the right thing. They locked up the best wide receiver in football. Honestly, my guess is JJ wanted to wait, or Justin Jefferson wanted to wait. That JJ wanted to wait to see what my JJ McCarthy looked like, to see if he really wanted to sign that long-term contract. Again, I'm probably creating correlations here that don't exist. But I think it's all good things. But really, as soon as this got signed, the first thing I had said to you, Jerry's going to have a lot of fun trying to pay CeeDee Lamb. Again, Howie Roseman got out in front of it. He paid A.J. Brown what he was worth. He paid – again, we talked about it on last week's podcast. He got a really good contract in Devontae Smith. CeeDee Lamb is going to see that contract, and he's going to say, I at least want $35 million, but I'm going to want $35.5 million to say I'm now the highest paid wide receiver. And CeeDee Lamb deserves it. By no means am I saying the Cowboys shouldn't pay CeeDee Lamb. But if you're Jerry Jones and you were smart, you would have got out in front of it and you would have paid him before Justin Jefferson just broke that record. But
yeah,
we are Jerry Jones sitting on his hands doing absolutely nothing. That was my first thing that had come to mind when I saw the news about Justin Jefferson's contract.
I will say too, I'm very excited to see what happens with CeeDee, just because, I mean, whether you're a Cowboys fan or not, this guy's one of the most fun receivers to watch in the league. I mean, just hands down, especially if he's on your fantasy football team. But that guy is just so much fun, and especially on prime time too. It's like this guy will explode. It's so much fun. But yeah, I mean, you have to lock a guy like that down. And then Jamar, I don't expect him to be up there. I'll be honest with you. I think Jamar Chase is really good, but with the injuries that he sustained, isn't it a little concerning about that?
No, but he's gonna want that money though. Like whether or not he deserves it or not deserves it, it's a conversation we can have. But he's gonna say, "You guys better pay me that." What do you do? Let him walk? Because that's what he's gonna. Because if the Bengals don't pay him $35 million a year, there's gonna be some team that will.
Man, it's just tough. I think that he'll get like around the 30 range. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's gonna be much more. I'm saying it's gonna be around like 30 or less. I just don't, I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I just don't think that the Bengals are willing to do that. I mean, look at the owner, man. The owner does not like spending money at all. So, like,
well, I really think that they're going to pay him that. Again, I think they've been trying to save that money. That's the whole reason why everything's been happening with CeeDee Lamb, because they're trying to save that money to pay Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase whatever they want.
Yeah. I mean, T. Higgins, what do you do with him? I mean, I would assume you.
I think you missed the train on him at this point. Yeah. I think at this point the train has left the station. No matter what you do, I think you either trade him or he's gonna leave. Like I don't think he's gonna be on there for much longer.
Bridge has been burned. At this point, let me. No, this wouldn't make much sense. Okay, never mind. Stupid question came to mind. Not doing that. Brandon Ayuk, though, what's your stance on him? I mean, is he probably getting moved? Because we're hearing rumors a little bit more about Deebo Samuel a little bit getting moved. And then them moving forward with Ricky. How do you pronounce his last name?
Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah,
you're the scout.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome if they could keep them all, honestly, and continue to surround whoever, Brock Purdy in this case, but you're a young quarterback in any case with as many weapons as you possibly can. But that's not going to happen. But, I mean, right now, I think they're paying $29 million, Debo, $29 million. I'm trying to get off that contract, and I'll turn around and I will give Brandon Ayuk that same amount of money. I don't think he deserves to be making $36 million like the top of the league, but he's played really, really well the last 2 years. We'll see how he plays this year. And if he continues that, I mean, give the man the money he's worth. I mean, he's really been one of the favorite targets of Purdy when he's back there. Why not keep him? And I don't know.
Absolutely. Speaking of the 49ers, CMC has signed a 2-year, $38 million extension with the 49ers. This is huge regarding the Brandon Ayuk news, just because you can spread out a little bit more money, potentially re-sign Brandon Ayuk, and keep Deebo Samuel. So, I mean, just kind of extending off of our conversation that we just had. I mean, this gives them a little bit more wiggle room, but do you think it's enough to sign Ayuk to that extension that he deserves?
Yeah, I mean, I think cap space is a myth. I mean, we joke about it on the podcast, and again, whether you backload a contract or front load a contract or anything, I mean, if you want to keep Brandon Ayuk around, you're going to figure out a way to do it. Again, thank the Lord I'm not the one that has to figure that out, because cap space and all that stuff can be an absolute mess. I mean, look at the Saints and ask, Matt how much fun it is to have to deal with that. But, I mean, you can figure it out if you really, really want to keep a guy. So.
Yeah. I'm excited, though. CMC deserves it. There was something on JPA that said, like, oh, man, he reset the running back market. No, he didn't. There's not a single running back that touches CMC right now. However, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Bijan in a second year, because he said that he's going to be used in a little bit more of a CMC style offense, which by all means I am here for. I mean, this guy deserved to go off last year and showed plenty, and I mean plenty of flashes. So I'm excited to see what he can do. But nonetheless, what do you say we get into our next segment, huh?
Yes, sir.
You think you know football? Well, prove it. This is Pigskin Pick'em.
Let's go. Speaking about the Falcons, we got the Falcons schedule up first. So, Ben, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, dude. The Falcons were kind of hard to pick. Right now, we're expected to see like the tampering charges, or what will be tampering charges between them and Kirk Cousins, come out within the next few weeks. Again, when that breaks, we'll be talking about the podcast, so stay tuned for that. Sure. But it's going to be really funny if they get slapped with like a loss of like their first or second round pick, because now, you lose a first round pick because you signed Kirk Cousins. You signed Kirk Cousins and you get panics. But that's besides the point. Week 1, Falcons versus Steelers. I think the Falcons are going to win pretty handedly. Again, it's the Steelers are going to be one of the bigger question marks, whatever way they end up going. I think Russ gets a little bit too much hate, but I wouldn't at all be surprised if Justin Fields beats him out just straight outright. So I'm really interested to see. They're one of the big question marks of the season. For that reason, I'm going to go with the Falcons, and I'm ready to get tricked by the Kyle Pitts hype again this year. I think there's going to be some kind of connection there between him and Kirko, but Falcons in week 1.
All right. Do you want to just do your full schedule like we did last week? How did you like that? We didn't, like we said all the time. Coach Tyler coming in saying Bijan's going to go crazy during year 2. I hope you're watching your socks, by the way, Coach Tyler. Anyways, that's why I keep looking to my left, by the way. Go Cubs. Anyways, so, everything that we do on this podcast is ad-libbed. So everything is, normally not really too discussed, and we were kind of on a tight schedule. That's why we were a little late. So Ben, did you want to continue, or do you want to go?
Yeah. I'll work my way, all the way through here. So week 2 is going to be the Falcons versus the Eagles at the Eagles' official home opener. Again, week 1 is also considered a home game for the Eagles, but as we've discussed before, that's going to be in Brazil. So this will be, the official home opener for the Eagles. The link is going to be rocking. There's absolutely no shot the Falcons win that game. The Eagles are going to win. So Falcons start off 1-1. They then play the Chiefs in Atlanta. They're going to lose to the Chiefs. They play the Saints at home. Falcons are going to win. They play the Bucs at home. The Falcons are going to win. Then they travel to Carolina and play the Falcons. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. Then they travel to Carolina. They beat the Panthers, and then they come back home again, and they play the Seahawks. The Seahawks win. And while making and choosing the schedule and writing it down, they just have a stretch of what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have a stretch of 8 games where 6 of them are played at home. So they're knocking out majority of their home games within the first half of the schedule, which is absolutely wild to me and not really conducive to long-term success, or at least that's what I would have thought. We'll get into it once I round out, but ironically, I think they start running down the stretch, but that's besides the point. But they lose to the Falcons at home. Then they go to Tampa Bay and play the Bucs and lose. Or Seahawks.
Lose to the Seahawks. Yeah. Wrong bird, but you got it. Yeah. You're good.
Long day, guys. Then they play the Cowboys at home, lose to the Cowboys. Then they travel to the Superdome and play the Saints. They lose against the Saints. And then they go on a little bit of a run here. So they're going to play in Denver. They're going to beat Denver. Then they're going to play in Atlanta. They do lose to it. They play in Atlanta. They play the Chargers. My bad, guys. I'm exhausted. They're going to lose to the Chargers, and then this is where the run happens. They're going to play in Minnesota. They're going to beat the Vikings. They're going to play in Las Vegas, beat the Raiders. They're going to play at home against the Giants, beat them. They're going to play in Washington. They're going to beat the Commanders. And then they're going to round out the season against the Panthers at home. They're going to win there. So they go on a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They finish the season going 6 of 7, and they really close it out. Looks a little rough for them at the very beginning. They're kind of going back and forth, but then they really close out the season strong here at the end. That rounds them out at 10-8, and I think that's probably good enough to win the division. We'll see how I feel about the Bucs next week, but I think 10-8 probably is enough to win the division.
That was really, really close to what I have.
Oh gosh.
So, we are in agreement. But yes, so for the first few games, the first 4 games were in agreement. They'll beat the Steelers, lose to the Eagles, lose to the Chiefs, beat the Saints. I have them losing the first game against the Buccaneers. I have them beating the Panthers, losing against the Seahawks at home, losing against the Buccaneers, so they get swept by the Bucs. Losing against the Cowboys, winning against the Saints, winning against the Broncos, winning against the Chargers, winning against the Vikings, winning against the Raiders, winning against the Giants, winning against the Commanders, and guess what? They're going to win against the Panthers too. So they go on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game win streak, finishing out hot. Going into the playoffs, there's going to be a lot of hype as far as, sports media and everything going into the playoffs about this team. This is a potential 5 seed in my eyes, depending on where other teams fall, just because I don't think they have a very strong schedule. This is going to be like a very high record team that's going to probably lose in the first round. That's where I see them.
That's my guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm very excited to see what happens here. If the Bears were to take the 6th seed and play against them, because that's how that works, right? I think. Then I would be glad to take it. Give me 11-6 for the Falcons. Ben, Panthers here. Start us off. What are you thinking?
Yeah, so I think we're probably gonna see a little bit of I think Bryce Young is gonna look a little bit better than we thought. He's gonna start playing a little bit more like that first round pick that we would have hoped for him to play like. Again, I don't think he's going to do anything special. I don't think they're going to even have a winning season. But I think he's going to start looking a little bit better than what he did last year, because he looked rough last year. We'll say that. They opened the season in New Orleans against the Saints. They're going to lose. Then they have their home opener against the Chargers. They're going to lose again. And then they go on the road to Vegas. This is where they pick up their first dub of the season. They beat Vegas. Yay, good job, Panthers. You got your first win. But very few and far between for them. Yeah. Few and far between for them. Then they're at home against the Bengals. They lose. They travel to Chicago, which this would be a fun game. Like, DJ Moore might just walk into the locker room before the game and just say, I don't care if I'm quadruple covered. Caleb Williams, throw me the football every play. I'm going to go for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, I think this would be a fun game to go and see. If you couldn't tell based off of the way I'm talking about it, the Bears are going to win this one.
Thank God, dude. Listen, 2 weeks in a row, if you would have done that to me, I might have just left the podcast. I know we had a pretty decent argument last week, and it kind of ticked me off, but thanks for not disappointing me. Continue.
Panthers are going to win at Soldier Field. I'm kidding.
Falcons just walked it off for the Cubs. Let's go. Anyways, sorry. Off topic. Football podcast. Continue.
No, you're all good. No, I think that would be a fun game to go and watch, and I bet you the ticket prices for that game aren't like expensive at all. Like, when you go through your schedule, I'm gonna sneak off to the side and look at the ticket prices. That actually might be a fun game to go and watch together. But
hey,
that's besides the point.
Tickets for that. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's besides the point. We'll continue. So right now, through the first 5 weeks of the season, the only victory they have is against the Raiders. And then they play in week 6 at home against the Falcons, and they lose. Now, week 7, they go to Washington, and they pick up their second victory of the season. Good job, Bryce Young.
Yeah, you did it. Gold star. You get a sticker.
And then they go to Denver, and they lose to the Broncos. Then they play the Saints, and they actually beat the Saints. Good job. You won a divisional game. And then they play the Giants at home as well, and they win. And would you look at that? Panthers are catching a little bit of steam.
Watch out, Chiefs.
Watch out. Nope. They win one more game the rest of the season. They play the Chiefs at home, they lose. They play the Bucs at home, they lose. Then they go to Philadelphia, lose. They play the Cowboys at home, lose. Then they go and play the Cardinals at home. They actually beat the Cardinals. And then they play the Bucs in Tampa Bay, lose, and then they round out season. No shocker, you guys just heard us predict this game before. They play the Falcons win, but they end the season 5-12. So we're improving, guys. Now, is 5-12 enough? Like, if you're in love with the quarterback, which I am not a big fan of this quarterback class, does that stop you from drafting a quarterback? I don't know.
GM's getting
we'll have to
fired.
see how well he plays.
Yeah. Again, we're pretty close. I'm excited this year because I actually get to root for the Panthers and see, exactly how they do. There's nothing riding on. Actually, we had a 2nd round pick this year, I believe. So maybe rooting against them is a good thing.
Ooh, anyways. October 6th. It's a little chilly. That's
hoodie season, baby.
But it's like it's a little chilly, but it's not like too chilly. Oh my gosh, this might be like the perfect game to go to. But continue.
Yeah. They're losing against the Saints, losing against the Chargers. They're going to lose against the Raiders. So we differ on that one, right? I'm going to kind of analyze the ones that we disagree on. So the Raiders, right? I stopped and thought about this. I really did, just because I was like, man. Like, I'm not really too big on the Raiders Gardner Minshew. Yes, I like Gardner Minshew. You know what I mean? It's literally And I was like, I think Gardner Minshew is going to have some fun with Devontae Adams. I'm looking forward to that connection. I'm a big Gardner Minshew guy, not saying that he's a top 15 quarterback whatsoever. I think he's a top 20 guy, or maybe, early 20s, if not. But like, I think Gardner Minshew's it's a good bridge quarterback. Gardner Minshew, yeah.
No, I'm looking at the ticket prices. I expect him to be a little bit cheaper, and I'm not going to lie.
Don't buy in the preseason. That's all I got to say. But anyways, yeah, I'm okay with the Raiders picking up this one. Then they'll lose against the Bengals. They're going to get curb stomped by the Bears. They're going to lose against the Falcons. Then they're going to win against the Commanders. We're both not big on the Commanders here. That's what I'm reading.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Jaden Daniels does. I hope he proves me wrong. But at the same time, until I see it, it's not there. They're going to win against the Broncos, though. I'm not really too big on the Broncos this year. From what I hear right now, Zach Wilson's getting first team snaps, but take it with a grain of salt. I expect Zach Wilson to start out the season and then Bo Nix to kind of finish it. Almost like I'd say a Will Levis type situation where he comes in, I want to say week 8 or something like that, when they realize Zach Wilson just isn't that guy. And the experiment failed. But, the Broncos at this point, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is Bo Nix's first game. And I expect it to be competitive. I really do. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think the Panthers kind of squeak this one out. So they're on a little bit of a 2-game win streak, a little hot. Then they walk back they go back home. They play the Saints, and guess what? They pull out a W. Then they're still at home. They play the Giants. Guess what? Another W. I think that this one's also going to be very competitive against the Giants. I'm really, really excited to see Malik Neighbors play. I think he's going to tear it up, and I'm okay with being wrong here. Prove me wrong. Then they're just not going to win another game the entire year. Yeah. Chiefs, Buccaneers, Eagles, Cowboys, that's a tough stretch. Cardinals, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is just going to be electric. I can't wait for that. Buccaneers, like I said, they're going to lose. I'm a big Baker Mayfield guy, and I think that
yes.
I can't wait to see what this Buccaneers team does. Just because, it's going to be a tough season, because I think the Buccaneers can potentially compete against the Falcons for the division title. So that being said, Panthers losing against the Falcons. I have them going 4-13 on the season. So one less game than you.
Yeah. Not too far
off. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, oh man, I didn't change that at all. We were talking about the Panthers. I am so sorry. The banner was totally wrong. I'm so sorry. Anyways, guys, I just want everybody to know, during the off season, when we don't have all that much to talk about, we're trying to rack our brains to find things to talk about. This week was just one of those weeks to where it was just not clicking. So
y'all.
We have a couple segments left for you guys. And then after that, it's going to be it. So if you want to stick around and have some fun, potentially hear a couple good arguments or a draft or two, just
bringing back an old segment that, the real ones that have been here for a little bit are privy to remember it, but for the new listeners, you guys probably don't know a thing or two about this one, so stay tuned. It'll be fun. I'm gonna snipe a dude with 101 from you, and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be fantastic.
We'll see.
This is the plan.
Let's get through with the classic game that everybody loves.
Yes. It's time for America's favorite game, Weddle.
Here we go, baby. Ben, you just won't let me close the gap, will you? I can't even get within 10 games. So let me go ahead.
No, it's gonna happen this time. I believe in you. I think you got it this time.
He's rooting for me at this point. He's just too good. It's 37-25, Ben. Clearly we've been playing this for more weeks than just 62. But it's just there's been that many ties to where it's just been tough. So, Ben, why don't you lead us off in the easy round?
A.T. Perry. Why not? Oh, that's okay.
Never mind.
Fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I apologize.
Throw a curveball.
Jump
For those
the
who
gun.
are confused, I do A.J. Brown.
You wanted. I just heard A, and then from there I was like, cool. I'll do A.T. Perry if you want.
No, it's fine. No, we know it's not a wide receiver. Please do not waste your. It's easy mode. We're helping each other out. Don't waste it on A.T. Perry.
Thank you. Let's see. So it's
Call
not in the
26 AFC.
Thinking
quarterback.
It's 20. He's 26. How old is Bo Nix again? What number is he wearing?
Well, the first player that came to mind for me was Trevor Lawrence, but I think
me too. But I don't think the number works out right.
Yeah.
Burrow?
No, Burrow's 9.
I was just trying to think of the age and the number. That's all that it gave me, and then the height.
Yeah, so number 10, Herbo.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking a young quarterback that wears 10. Herbo's the easy, pick 'em, but doesn't get much easier than that.
Gervin Dexter.
And I say it every week. I'm dreading the day that
give it to me. That's all. I'm begging you.
For the memes, please don't cancel me, guys. Harrison Butker.
Oh no.
Yes.
It's a kicker. Okay, not in the West. Graham Gano. No, he's in the NFC. What am I doing? I thought didn't he used to kick for the Jaguars? The Jaguars just lost their kicker. What am I doing? Continue. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Kickers. Not very good with kickers here, guys. North. No. Age doesn't work out there for Justin Tucker. McPherson. Or Evan yeah. Yeah.
What a snipe, dude. Oh my God. This man just picked a kicker. That's it. He didn't even do anything. He just picked a kicker.
I was thinking about age. Because I was thinking Justin Tucker, but I was like, no, age does not work out there. So I was thinking about a young kicker because there's not many young kickers in the NFL. So.
Guys, drum roll, please. Welcome back, baby.
What's the name of the segment? Oh, you're not talking about Ryan and Ben? Oh, okay. Well, hold on. I've got it. It's time for Gridiron Goofs.
Let's go.
Dude,
so
one of my favorite drops, by the way. We just stopped using it, but Vince absolutely killed that one.
Man. This man's an absolute legend. I hope everybody knows that Vince is just a great guy. I miss seeing him every week. We used to do football broadcasts every week. So I might be returning to the broadcast booth. It is to be determined. So who knows? But
yes,
Gridiron Goofs, baby. A movie villain draft. So Ben and I are going to pick our favorite movie villains. This is something that used to be a fan favorite from what I had heard.
Yes.
But I was listening back to Gridiron Goofs, and it just kind of gave me some inspiration. So, Ben, movie villains, what are we thinking?
Yeah, no, this is an easy one for I kind of have to do it to you, buddy. I was deciding between two guys here. I'm not going to tell you the second guy, because if I can get him in round 2, it'd be huge.
There's one guy I'm thinking of. Please
it's Heath Ledger's Joker.
Dang it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's specifically Heath Ledger's Joker. It literally does not get better than that. He's the pinnacle of villain. There's not his acting in that movie was absolutely fantastic. And don't get me wrong, I think Joaquin Phoenix killed it for what that movie was. And there's been plenty of different variations of the Joker that have been fantastic. But nothing in any movie ever is going to compare to Heath Ledger's Joker, and that's why he's going 1-on-1, and it's not too much of a debate.
Man, that's literally one of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
But I can't let you get two of the greatest of all time. I'm gonna take Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's that was the one I was hoping that I was gonna be able to get in like a back-to-back rounds. But
dude, it's just so easy, man. That's the easy pick, Let me rack my brain a little bit.
Yeah. So for me, I was just like scrolling through lists and whatnot. This guy was way lower on the list, but like this dude was a big part of like my, I don't want to say upbringing, but like a big part of like my teenage years, I would say. And that's Thanos. Like Thanos is just Thanos is a bad MFer, dude. Thanos is a bad man. And it might be a little high. A lot of websites like had him ranked pretty low. But like I'll take
it's a great pick.
I don't care.
It's a great pick, man. I was gonna go there next. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
I'm glad I got it.
Dang it. Oh my god, man. You absolutely why can't I just think of more, man? That's the thing. It's like it is a little tough.
Brother, I got these locked and loaded. Like I have like I know where I'm going in round 3.
He's got a whole
right
board
now, without a doubt, and it's gonna be fantastic if I can get the dude I want in round 3.
This man, man, I'm gonna dive into the kid movie side a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Scar from Lion King.
All right, good pick. He was on my list.
Yeah. Just because, I mean, just an absolute legend. And to be honest with you, Lion King is one of my favorite movies of all time. And to be honest with you, so my list, so starting off with Darth Vader and everything, I mean, I'm going to lean more towards the kid side because, I mean, anything too, I don't want to say like adult, because that's a completely different thing. But like I'm talking serious movies, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm going to go more towards the kid side because that's when I watched more movies as a kid. I don't really watch too many movies now. So that's where I'm going. But Ben.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't pick the dude I wanted to go. I mean, I'd love to see what people say. Maybe this might have to be like a Twitter poll tomorrow morning kind of thing I put out. Who's is better? But Voldemort.
Oh, dang it, dude. I literally just thought of that too. Literally in real time. You just caught me. I was like, dude, I left Voldemort hanging right there. It's so easy. Why
dude,
didn't I think of that?
He was the dude. And when you said Scar, like my heart like skipped a beat. I was like, there's no way.
There's no way I just passed up on that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, dude. This team is good team. Good team.
Dude,
good team of villains we're assembling here.
You already won, right?
I think so, but I mean I might pull out like a golem or something. No.
Okay. So I gotta go Terminator then, right?
You dirty dog.
I have to.
Yeah, that's where I was going. That's where I was gonna go.
So. I can't not do that. You know what I mean?
No, right. I agree.
I was gonna go fun, but now it's like I'm losing bad now. I have to do something.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna keep the good vibes rolling. Well, good vibes from me, not good vibes for.
You're going out on top anyway.
Yeah, good vibes for me, not good vibes for the guys that are on his bad side. We're going Michael Meyer. Let's keep it nice, simple. Fantastic movies. I mean, he's been around for like 50 years or 50 years plus or something now at this point for a good reason because he's a great villain. No one can kill him. He's a classic. I mean, how could I not go with him?
There's an easy answer to Michael Myers, and it has to be Freddy Krueger, right?
Okay, well, that's good because I thought you were gonna pick like the other. Like the third one that went with that. So
go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah. We're gonna round out my list 5 with that there, that time is usually lumped with 3 guys, and that's Michael, that's Freddy, and that's Jason. We're We're gonna grab Jason here around 5. We're here for it. There's a lot of guys that could have went like I could have went with. I could have went like either the Alien or the Predator from Alien versus Predator. I was kind of debating about like having fun because I think this team, you know, was a good team. I think I could have had a fun pick and I could have went with like Jaws or something here, or like a Gollum or something. There's a lot of ways we could have went here with the final pick. You know, this is like the wide receivers when we did our top 15. You know, hard to always pick, you know, who to leave out, but Jason is the easy one. He's a classic one. Thank you very much.
So I'm gonna ask a question that's going to be kind of crazy. Boy in the striped pajamas. I could say Hitler.
Oh right? No! Whoa!
That's available, right?
Move on. I'm not entertaining this in the podcast.
Yeah. That's available, right? That's a reasonable one.
No. We're not doing this on the podcast.
That's a villain?
We're not doing this on the podcast.
It's not a protagonist. This guy had to leave the podcast for that. Did I just win? Is that it? Did I just win Did I just win? Did I top Voldemort and Joker? I mean,
no.
In what other podcast will you find Scar from Lion King and Hitler on the
literally
same thing?
No. Anything else? Please don't. Please do not go down this road. I'm begging you to not go down this road. Pick anyone else. This is not what the podcast needs. This is an awful look. Literally pick anyone else than who you were about to say. Please.
I mean, like,
Ryan, please be smart about this.
I mean, dude. I'm
not allowing you to say whatever you want to say. We're cutting you off.
I think this should count. I'm not even trying to like make a joke out of it. I'm like, honestly,
I know. Well, that's the issue. We're not. No.
Okay.
Anyone
all right.
else?
I personally we'll put him in the honorable mentions section of this. And I'll just round it out with Bane then for the Dark Knight 2.
Thank you.
And then in parentheses Hitler. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in to the Pigskin Project. Where controversy has strucken, whatever the word is. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed that, we might bring it back. We might just ban myself for that. But anyways,
ban him. Get him
we're
off.
Canceled.
Get him off his own podcast, please.
All 14 people watching right now is going to be extremely offended, I'm sure. I personally think it's a good
mic away, guys. Take his mic away.
It's maybe not appropriate, but who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the end of the Pigskin Project. Ben, do you have any other comment to say before I talk myself off a bridge?
Yeah, I'm too stunned to speak. You guys have a good rest of your day. I apologize if anyone had taken that the wrong way. And have a good rest of your week. Hopefully we can get some more football news coming up for next week. Stay tuned. I have a friend that wants to come on here soon, so we might just have some guests. That's what the offseason's all about, just getting different people on here. So, it's a perfect time to do it, especially with the offseason, not much to talk about. It's always fun to have, fans from different teams come on here and then, talk a little ball. So stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Spotify for Podcasters, Regional Radio Sports Network, and Uppercuts Grooming for helping us grow as a podcast. I'm going to go sit in the corner. You guys have a good rest of your week. This has been the Pigskin Project.